Hi, I'm Scott Reall. I'm the founder and the executive director of Restore Small Groups and an author. Been working with people in life change for almost 30 years now. I was thinking as this year is coming to a close, that this has been the most difficult year of my life. And what I see is the people that I'm working with and then in my own struggles is a concept that Dr. Viktor Frankl called provisional existence in his classic book, Man's Search for Meaning. What Dr. Frankl found in the death camps in the Nazi Germany for the Jewish people, of which he was a prisoner, was this condition he called provisional existence, which was when people saw no hope for change, that there was no way that things were ever going to be any better or that things could turn out in a different direction. They were hopeless. And we refer to that as despair. And he said that they would lose the zeal for life. They would just go over in a corner and they would just basically give up and die. Or their immune system would shut down and they would get sick easily. But just how important it is that we have a hopeful mindset, that we see there's something that we can still grow into. And what he goes on to talk about is often in life we cannot change circumstances, but that is when we must change. And I've thought about that. A lot of my focus over the last few years has been on wanting my circumstances to change versus just taking the path to personal change. How I live my life, the person I am, what I want to go into. And so what I want to do is once a week, I'm going to give you a concept to practice for the week. I think it was Andy Stanley said that it's not the intention that ultimately gets us to our destination, but it's the path we're on. It's the process. So the first thing I want you to think about for the first week is, what are thoughts that are disintegrating my life, that I need to empty out? They're tired, they're sick, they're dysfunctional, they're old, and they're going to continue to pull me down. And I need to replace them with these thoughts. So for the first week, we're going to practice taking those thoughts captive and really being aware of what am I thinking. And then also from those thoughts leads to choices. So thoughts and choices, are they leading me down the same path that I've been on, I'm struggling in, or is it leading me to a new place and to a better version of me? So an acronym I created this year is called S.T.A.R. It all begins with what we call a North Star, an exemplary cause. And Jimmy Stewart played the biography of Charles Lindbergh, the first man ever to fly a plane across the Atlantic Ocean. What he found was that there was no radar back then. They had to fly by what they call dead reckoning, which is sight. And so what happened was everybody who tried to fly over the Atlantic would get lost in the fog and then they would crash. And Lindbergh got in the same situation. He was in a fog, he gets disoriented, and all of a sudden he says, climb out of the fog, climb to a higher altitude to where you can find a North Star. Then he says, I can find my path. And that's exactly what he did. He climbed out of that fog, he found his North Star, he was able to reorient himself, and he got to Paris, he made it. So for us, that exemplary cause, that North Star for us is the person that we want to grow into. What would be different about how we live? We got to start working hard at how does that look? So S.T.A.R. works this way. When I think a thought or I start to make a choice, I stop and I see, T, what is the trajectory this is going to take me? Is it taking me towards where I'm growing into, my vision, or is it going to pull me back down into where I've been struggling? Change the trajectory. And how do we do that? A, altitude. I climb out of that. What I have found is shame as the most dense fog that I drift into. And when shame comes and the fear of that comes with it, I grasp things that are not healthy for me because I just want to get out of the pain of it. Or I choose thoughts that are just not healthy about myself at all. And so climb out of that immediately, climb to a new altitude, climb up to where I can see my North Star. And when I see my North Star, I get reoriented, I change my thought, I redirect, and I go. So for this first week, that's what I want you to work on. See the person that you believe that you can be. And really, actually, it begins with, if I believe it, I'll see it, I'll become it, and then I'll do it. I'll find my destiny. So stay on the path. That's going to be our motto for this journey. Stay on the path. It's just, all we got to do is focus for 1 week at a time. Focus every day for 1 week. What is your star? Where do you see the changes you want to make and how you live your life? See yourself moving in that direction. See it, believe it, and we're going to become it and we're going to do it. Stay on that path and then think about when those thoughts, and they will come, they're going to come. that pull you back down into that dense fog of shame and doubt and indecision and indecisiveness and just all the negative places that I fall into. I call that my shadow side. And when I get there, I'm going to reach for things, and it can be anything. I was thinking about all the things that we reach for, whether it's food, alcohol, drugs, pornography, whatever it is we want to numb ourselves with, as Brene Brown says. That's the path to that. Change your path. So stop, see what that thought's taking you, see the trajectory, climb to a higher altitude to where you can see your North Star, see your vision. And that's what I want you to do. Put it on a card, put it on something, but keep it in front of you. Keep that vision in front of you. As simple as it is. This is how I want to live my life. Start thinking about that. This is the changes I'm going to make, because we can't change circumstances. And time is either our ally or it's going to be a detriment to us. We're going to be afraid. I'm running out of time. We have time if we grasp it and use it. So thank you for being on the path with us. Stay on the path. We're going to make it, and we're going to do this. We're better together. Thank you.